I bring urgent news from Ulm.
Proceed, Lieutenant. What news from the capital?
Sir, the leader of the traitors, the so-called Black Ulm, is a cold-blooded snake.
Well, that goes without saying, Lieutenant. That's not news.
No, Chief. I mean, he is literally a giant cold-blooded snake. And what's worse, Chief, is that he is apparently amphibious and has been sighted just off the coast of the capital itself.
So, the Black Ulm have devolved back into the worship of the giant terrors of the past. That is ill news indeed.
But that makes no sense.
We have located the stronghold of the traitors, and it's far to the south. Why would he be in the waters north of us?
Well, Chief, some of our best smiths have been discussing that very thing, and the conclusions that they have come to is that our world is a donut.
A donut? What are you on about?
Shaped like a donut, sir. Not an actual donut.
That is preposterous. Everyone knows our world is a sphere.
Well, not exactly, Chief. You know, when someone sets off from Ulm and heads west, they will eventually return to Ulm from the east.
Yes, as I said, just like a sphere.
But sir, were the world a sphere, if we had 3 scouts heading north, one starting from Ulm, one from Oiperi, and one from High Woods, they would all eventually cross paths at the North Pole, the northernmost point of the sphere. Their journeys would converge.
Your point, Lieutenant?
Well, Chief, the Smiths believe that in actuality, in our world, if 3 scouts set out, like in my previous example, they would eventually return to where they started, only from the south, and their paths would never cross at all. They would instead always move parallel to each other.
So, you are saying that though the headquarters of Black Ulm is far to the south, it is, in truth, only a short distance away to the north, across the sea. And this serpent, being able to traverse water, has crossed that short distance and is now threatening our northern lands?
Yes, sir. That's about the long and the short of it.
Well, that leaves me with one very important question, Lieutenant. What is the filling?
The filling, sir?
Yes, Lieutenant. The filling of the donut. Is it jam? Cream? Perhaps chocolate?
Well, no, sir. Our Smiths believe that our world is filled with a superheated molten rock known as magma.
What? My mother-in-law?
No, Chief. Not magda. Magma. It's like lava, what comes out of volcanoes, but underground. And there's more, sir. Our Smiths have theorized that they should be able, with their command of both fire and earth magic, to pull this magma out of the filling, and weaponize it, harnessing its might against our foes.
Well, this is fantastic news. Tell the Smiths to pursue this line of research with all haste.
Right away, sir.
And, Lieutenant?
Yes, Chief?
On your way out, would you please ask the quartermaster to procure me some donuts? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dominion's 4, The Thrones of Ascension. We are Ulm, and we continue to forge ahead. And it is late summer in the year 2 of the Ascension Wars, so not much time has passed. Chief Smith has only walked among us for a short amount of time. We have researched a level in alteration. Unfortunately, both Chief Smith and Platinum Black have been not successful in discovering magic sites for us to exploit. Particularly what we need right now are fire gems, and we are not finding them anywhere. There was, however, a battle in Second Forest between Nazca and the Neutrals, and I think it will give us a good opportunity to see them in business. So let's take a look. And I'm actually going to turn on... Not that. I'm actually going to turn on the color blocking. So in a pitched battle, we can see who belongs to what. So the white is the neutrals, and this kind of orangey, I guess, is Nazca. Now, first of all, looking at Nazca, what you could see here is they do employ humans, believe it or not. But these are not Ulmish humans. These are weak and petty humans, and they can either join us, or frankly, they can die. But they are pretty hardy, and they're good at surviving in the mountains, but they lack the discipline and resolve that the Ulmish troops bring to the field. So they're most likely to run in battle. However, the mass of Nazca are their Kalian troops. In particular, they are the descendants of the Raptor clan, which are kind of the evil Kalians. And so this is an Alcock Runa Axeman. Like their Kalian brethren, however, they are not particularly strong. This here, however, is a Sun Guard, who is a sacred unit with some cold resistance. And a bodyguard, no kidding. They apparently also have mountain survival. These poor lion tribe, or bear tribe, are going to not last incredibly long against these guys, I'm sad to say. But we, on the other hand, fought a battle in the Royal Forest. This is where we are going to hopefully build a new citadel when the time comes. We, of course, are leading with our heavy infantry. And we have our commander here, Conan Constantine, and our smith, Demonicus, the Bloodlord of Ulm. I do not like that they are out here in the middle of the open, but until we fight flying enemies, I guess it's not that big of a problem. Legion of Steel came out, just like it should. There's no indication that it worked, but it should boost your protection a little bit. And oh, they're going for the back. Who are they going for? Okay, they're archers and their commander. More Legion of Steel up here. We seem to be doing just fine. They're already running. Victorious. We lost 2 infantries of Ulm, but the province is ours. And now there is a battle in Ragdan. Alright, so this is just to the west of the Throne Province. Who do we have here? We have Solius. We have Miskatonic 81. And Barbel, our prophet. And also Geralt of Rivia. Let's see how they do. Our Arbalesters are far superior to these guys. There's a Barbarian there for some reason. But they're wasting their arrows on our shielded troops, as we intend them to do. More Legions of Steel, more Arbalests. This is not a fight that they can win. Who's leading them? Taylor, the Wolf Tribe Shaman, and he looks to be just about out of juice. And our Pikeneers have finished him, and his forces rout in disarray. We lost nothing. That was a total rout of our enemies. However, unfortunately, our scout Inuus was discovered and attacked in the Felden Forest. It's down here just north of, or actually just north of the bridge leading to our lands, onto the island. Let's see. Oh, I keep doing that. What do we got here? Nazca has apparently recruited some Amazons to aid them, some Raptor Riders. They're typical human chaff, along with Amazons. That is a alliance that we do not want to deal with. They brought some Condor Warriors to this one. What's unique about these guys is they have Storm immunity, which is only useful, really, if you cast the Storm spell. But they are being led by a Malqui, which is one of their priests. I believe only a level 1 priest. And he is basically a mummy that's being carried around on a throne. Just a basic commander, really. And then a number of small earth elementals, which is kind of funny. Well, that is a shame, Inuus. You served Ulm well. So my plans for this turn are to basically just continue to site search, do what we can. I am moving Chief Smith down here to Zogli to search the throne province. And we are going to meet up with Dimitri and our entire team here. And we're going to try to communicate with the Amazons of the Western Plains. They are known to be quite militant and strong. So hopefully we will be able to get their attention. Now, we understand that they will probably want to test us in battle before they will allow us to incorporate them into the armies of Ulm, but I hope that we shall be strong enough to succeed in that challenge. We're also moving people around here down to Duvar, and since we can't afford to actually build a castle in the Royal Forest, we're continuing just to move around and try to conquer the areas around it. In regards to new named commanders that we are adding to our nation, we are adding Sloosh Towington, Ephraim, Raygrim, Blutigdraken, and Wayland. Now you can see Wayland here, and then we have Ephraim. There's Sloosh and Raygrim. So those are our new leaders for this turn. Other than that, not much going on. We are continuing... Actually, we're moving our research over to Evocation. I do want to get down to Blade Wind, so that is a focus of mine. And then we'll go back to construction to get to the higher level items. We are constructing quite a bit now. Emnel and Gaius Caesar have both been given Earth Boots. The reason I chose those two in particular is because they are not old age, so I don't have to worry about them dropping dead. And they are both, as a result, forging Dwarven Hammers, since we have a ton of Earth Gems, and now with the hammers we'll be able to make even more use of them. Other than that, I'd really like to have more income, but the armies of Ulm are expensive to maintain, and it's very difficult. Quick look at the statistics. We are tied with numerous people as total number of provinces, including our cousins, if you can call them that, the Black Ulm, and I believe R'lyeh. No, R'lyeh is just a bit below us. Who is... Ah, yes, Shibalba. However, we are, again, keeping our own. We're well ahead of everyone in terms of forts. In income, we are also very strong, although I'm a little surprised to see Black Ulm closing in on us. Gem income, no one can compare with us. Research, however, we are doing quite shittily. We are way here down at the bottom. Even Black Ulm is nailing us in that area. The monkeys, of course, are very good at research. And it appears... Is that... Right, who are you? Who is this person? Monkeys? Oh, Shinuyama. Shinuyama is bringing up on their research there. Just in this past turn, they took the lead. As far as Dominion, we were once very strong and ahead, but it looks like Shibalba is trying to compete with us in that arena. And army size, of course, we are nowhere near the top. We are actually down here. Black Ulm defeats us by a little bit, but the, of course, real winner is Nazca, whose armies are immense. And let's see, as far as Alsvin, the pretender god of Black Ulm, he is content to just sit there in the dark blue sea and look at us menacingly. This certainly has the Smiths up in an uproar, but there's not much at this time that we can do about it. Certainly a couple mermen are not going to turn the tide against a beast of such ferocity. So let's go ahead and end the turn. Alright, we've got up to level 3 in Evocation, at least, or level 2. And there was a battle in Western Plains. Let's see what's happening there. Ah, the Amazons. Yes, mighty Amazons. And of course, they have Griffin Riders, who are very deadly and dangerous, along with their leaders, the Garnet Sorceresses and Garnet Priestesses. The Griffin, brave to the end, is charging our forces directly, but cannot survive a full volley of Arbalest blasts. Their fire, however, I believe, is armor-piercing. I tried to put all of our leaders kind of tight in here. I still might want to put my arrow shield guys up a bit further. Look at this. In a toe-to-toe battle, they are holding on against shielded Ulmish infantry. The Amazon troops are nothing to sneeze at, certainly. But we are outnumbering them greatly, and their sorceress went down, and the province is ours. Now there is a battle in the Earthshell Mountains. And that is down to the northwest of our future castle province. Demonicus is getting ready to cast. His skin is now stone. Let's see what he'll do with it. Ah, he's Legion of Stealing. The Lion Tribe are not particularly well defended, and they should fall rather easily. They are led by their Witch Doctor, who looks to be just about out of juice. His men are trying to guard him, but nope. They decide to leave him to die on the battlefield. Such honor in the Lion Tribe. In Azamar, a priest of the faith has been blessing the crops. I believe they just mean a enlightened and reasonable member of the Ulmish aristocracy. And luckily, the people are happy by his ministrations, and our dominion has risen. And we've gained a little bit of gold, which is good, because we could really use it. And it looks like our boy Alsvin is still hanging out in the deep, or the dark blue sea. First thing we want to do is we want to put a small garrison in this place. Oh, look at that. We get some Griffin Riders, do we? And now we have a couple options. This area is fertile and ripe for conquest. A lot of gold to be had here. Or we can go down to this area. We can meet up with another tribe of Amazons. And this area is high in production and also in income. Looks like R'lyeh is having a strong presence on land. Oh, we're in Solam now with Anko. So what is this? Is the brass throne. Oh my gosh, we could really use this. 50 gold, 1 earth, and 1 fire. No negative scale effects. This is almost the perfect throne for Ulm to have. And I'm going to have Anko just kind of hang out until it gets, if it gets conquered by R'lyeh or someone else, or Shabalba, then I'll move him out. For right now, I just want him to keep an eye on the surrounding area. Shabalba is large, but they're dispersed, as you can see here. They don't even have the province right next to them. We took a look at this throne. We found the monkeys, by the way, and Batman is up here trying to find out where their capital is. As far as the island is concerned, we are looking for the capitals of Nazca and Shiniyama. This hopefully is the capital of Shiniyama here, and they are not doing very well. They have taken a throne, but they haven't claimed it. Let's go up here. It appears that Pelagia is actually having landfall here. So we've got a really weird situation, because we have land-based nations who are conquering the sea, and we have sea nations who are having no trouble whatsoever going up onto land. And by the way, here's R'lyeh, the capital of, well, R'lyeh. And Pelagia has captured the Embracer. So now we have to worry about them, because they can reach us from many angles, although it looks like they are barely holding on against R'lyeh, who is now in the depth. R'lyeh has control of the throne of Goodwater as well, though they haven't claimed it. Alright. You'll stay there. You'll stay there. Alright, Damaris and Thor Henry. I actually sent Thor Henry down here to pick up these troops that were just kind of hanging out. Damaris, I believe I sent him down here to site search. I'd much rather search with Platinum Black since he has 2 fire, but the problem is we're covering too much territory. So we're going to move Thor Henry over to the Royal Forest. And we're actually going to increase the defense here as well. I mean, these guys aren't very tough. So Demonicus and Conan Constantine are brave and strong, but they will not be able to continue the expansion by themselves. So we're going to move them back to meet up with Damaris and Thor Henry. Well, Thor Henry and then Damaris will follow. But we could use more troops here. Tancred will not be Tancred. Tancred will be Viriato. So we have a new smith here. He'll be researching for the time being. Who do we have here? Pawns. Pawns will not be pawns. Pawns will be King Strategist. And who do we get in Oiperi? I think Clodomir is not one of ours, right? No. So Clodomir is going to be Baba. Welcome to the team, Baba. All right, lovely. So we are all here in the Western Plains. And right, we have to determine what we're going to do. Well, of course, we want to add territory as quickly and easily as possible. So we're going to take everyone here. This is going to be our main Western expansion army. One thing we are going to do is we are going to give the crossbowmen to Dimitri and the infantry to Barbel. And the reason for that is because Barbel has a morale bonus. And we're going to put the infantry in line formation, which will remove that bonus, but at least it won't be -1 like it would be with Dimitri. And based on some advice, I'm going to set our arbalesters just to fire and not fire closest so that they will pick their own enemies. I hear that causes them to more likely fire at commanders and things in the back. Meanwhile, these folks will continue to hold and attack the rear. Now, the reason why you'd want to have a line formation as opposed to a block formation, even though it lowers morale slightly, which I don't think it should in this case, because Ulm obviously is an organized and tactically focused nation, so like Ermor, they shouldn't, or Pythium or whomever has this, they shouldn't have a negative for marching in order. But regardless, the benefit to this is you can surround your enemies. In a block formation, a lot of your guys are in the back, and they're not engaged in the battle. They're just standing there getting shot at, waiting for their chance. In a line formation, it's more likely they will envelop the enemy, and more of them will be fighting. It's basically a larger surface area of your troops. And I think we're good here. One thing, though, is we're going to leave Solius behind, unfortunately. Sorry, Solius, but I need you to build a temple. Or, I'm sorry, a lab. Because, as you can see here, Garnet Sorceresses have blood, which will allow them to help us gain some blood. They have a 10% chance of 2 blood, but they require a temple to be built. I'm not really fond of the Garnet Priestesses. They have a 50% chance of 1 blood themselves, but they're sacred. They do have decent leadership at 40. Obviously, the Sorceress does not. And you do need a temple eventually for the Griffin Riders, so it might be something we consider later. But right now, our money, as I said, is a lot lower than I would have hoped it would be. So that's that. We're ready to go here. Solius is going to handle our business there. Chief Smith is now here. He is going to search for magic sites, and hopefully we'll find some this time around. You're going to stay... Well, actually, let's move Horatius over to Sidorth. Havel, what do we have here to give you? Not much. And we don't have much money either. Let's get some more Pikeneers. In Ulm, we're going to go ahead and recruit... Well, actually, let's see what we have in Ulm first. We have a number of frontliners. The Drow Lover will take those. And some archers. We'll recruit Pikeneers here as well. And we're out of gold. So the Drow Lover will take them out on the next turn. Ephraim's and Highwoods. Get a site search. Again, it's better to have Chief Smith site search, but I don't want to wait to move Chief Smith one by one to all these areas. That's just not going to work with our time frame here. Alright, so now last thing we want to do is we want to start giving folks the Dwarven Hammers. Again, they're going to go to Emnel and Gaius Caesar. Now, what a Dwarven Hammer does is it reduces the gem cost of an item by 2, which is exactly what the Master Smith's ability does. So that combined gives you a 4 gem discount, which means you can forge a 5 gem item at the cost of only 1 gem, which is incredibly efficient and good. Unfortunately, some of the best items our air and nature, which none of our guys have. We still haven't received any cool randoms. Yeah, King Strategist is just a regular smith. Sloosh, unfortunately, just a regular smith. Wayland and Viriato, just regular smiths. And I'm having Cyber Commando just hang out here and research because eventually when we have some money, I'd like him to build a temple here. But unfortunately, despite my amazing scales, our income is not amazing, or at least our upkeep is so high that it's not allowed to be amazing. What can Emnel make? See, fire is what we really need for leadership and items to give our commanders, and we don't have much of that. There aren't a lot of good ranged weapons. Now, this is what I really want. The Helmet of Heroes. Now, this costs I think it'll actually cost three fire gems and 3 earth gems. So we'll end up saving 4 gems total, but it gives inspirational +2, which means morale +2. So if you give this to an Olmish commander, their troops have incredibly good morale. And it's relatively cheap for our guys to forge, assuming we have fire gem income, which we do not. Braces of Protection. We'll get that for 1 gem, so that's a pretty good idea. The Girdle of Might, we'll get that for 1 gem, which gives strength +3 and reinvigoration. Good for our smiths. So we'll start with those for right now, since there's nothing really greater that we can build. We could get some earth boots for 6 gems, but we'll just forge 2 girdles right now. You'll stay here in the Broken Land. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's pretty much it. So next episode, we're going to consolidate and hopefully continue to conquer some more areas. Once again, I'm Marcus Aurelius. We are Ulm, and we will continue to forge ahead. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.